Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Yeah, we got to stretch when we come on here. You know what I mean?
Let's do the eggs. Thank you. Help sure.
Ron, my brother, I'm glad to be back here with you.
It's an honor always. I mean, sometimes not under the best circumstances, but it's good to go through these moments with dear friends.
That's right. That's right. I like how you put dear on that.
Yes.
I am your dear friend.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Normally I ask you how you been, but I don't know if I should worry about how you been right now.
I'm all right.
Because let me show you. Look, Ron.
Kevin Samuels. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not laughing at that. It's not funny. I'm not laughing.
Yeah. Good. I was about to say good afternoon, but good late night, everybody. Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to Kera Dangerous Talk. I'm Kera Dangerous. This is Ron Hurt the second. You better not say third from We All Be TV on YouTube.
It's a second. Mm-hmm.
If you didn't notice, that clip was saying, "Oh, hi, you thought I was alive. You thought I was dead, but I'm alive." I got that clip from Twitter earlier today when rumors were circulating that Kevin Samuels, what do you call him?
Relationship expert, image consultant.
Mm-hmm. Yes, image consultant.
Social media influencer extraordinaire.
Yeah, all that. Mm-hmm. People were on Twitter acting a straight monkey. Do you know what that means?
Tell us.
Do you know what acting a straight monkey means?
What do you mean? Nah, what do you mean? I mean, it could mean different things. Now everything words be changing.
They were acting a straight fool.
Okay.
I mean, these rumors about Kevin being dead is no respect for the maybe dead. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is he dead though?
Yes, I believe so. But let's what had people talking is, let's say it was not this report. Let me go to it. Something was circulating right here.
Okay.
Gospel of the City T. This was earlier today, you see, around 4 p.m. And someone wrote, Kevin Samuels was found unresponsive at his home today. Reports are saying he passed away at an A.T.L. hospital. Now, that was what I first saw a long time ago. How about you, Ron?
I mean, I had no idea. I know it was a friend from Facebook. She was calling me via Facebook, and she's on the left coast from Oakland, whatever, the Bay Area. She was telling me that he was dead. I was like shocked. So I, went to my smartphone to Google up some things, and really couldn't come in anything necessarily conclusive. But a lot of stuff going on Black Twitter and on the YouTube streets and stuff. But I still wasn't, it didn't feel right. And I know, and then like I saw Dennis Sperling, the attorney from Texas, he basically confirmed that he was dead. He did a live or was doing a live about his friend. They were close, from my understanding. He actually discovered his wife through Kevin Samuels. So they were real close and stuff. So I mean, if he say he dead, he must be dead.
Whew. Well, I kind of want to take y'all through the process of how everything kind of unfolded today. So you just saw what I first saw. And then if you look at the comments on Twitter, I don't know what it is about Twitter. All the news broke first there. And these are just some of the comments from people when we didn't really know what to think, okay? You see one person said, it's about to get real ignorant on this effing app. From these blanks comparing Kevin Samuels to Malcolm X to the folks trying to be edgy and thinking that celebrating a Black man's death is okay. You saw strong comments everywhere today. Kevin Samuels wasn't just misogynistic. He also said, child, what does that say? He also
Assaulted, child who are assaulted by their fathers shouldn't be believed. I hope his soul knows no peace and is burning. Interesting.
people had some cruel things to say about somebody who they didn't know were or were not alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you can feel comfortable saying some of the things that I saw today.
It's interesting, like they said about. I think both sides have a point, and they said about Malcolm X, which is fascinating because Malcolm was a Taurus, and he was born May 19th, so he died the month of Malcolm. And Paul Mooney died on Malcolm X's birthday as well. When you are a truth teller, people are very uncomfortable. He spoke his piece, unfiltered, no apologies, unapologetic, and he spoke and he stood on his ground. He had a moral compass. I was not necessarily a follower of Kevin Samuels, but I did take in some of his videos, and I think that he had a lot of things worth saying and thinking about. He was a true thought provocateur, but like Malcolm, he was misunderstood. Malcolm was totally misunderstood. When he passed away, read what the New York Times said about Malcolm being a thug and being a man of hate and rage. And now, they put him on a postage stamp. Malcolm is a national hero. His quotes are universal, but people are still afraid of Malcolm. If Malcolm was around, he was not get the support that people think. It's kind of like if Jesus was walking around. We like the idea of a Jesus, but to have him in the flesh, somebody gonna hold us accountable. We can't condone that. And Kevin Samuels, like Malcolm, was holding us accountable for our sins, and he forced us to deal with our realities. I mean, he held a mirror to the people. Like I said, I don't follow a lot of these people, but I do have respect for what he was trying to do. And people wish you ill when you do that type of stuff. You open up a Pandora's box of ill will towards you. Malcolm was taken down at 39 in front of his family. A lot of organized hatred and misunderstanding. And it should be some compassion and love for a brother like that, because he took a chance, standing his ground. People took character shots at him. People questioned his sexuality, even in death. People making rumors unfounded about how he was found, why he died, and stuff like that. It doesn't really make a difference how he died, but how he lived. That's his legacy. These videos will outlive him. He have got a strong following on these internet streets, and we need strong black males to stand up on something. I think that's the problem. It's like this matriarchy thing ain't working out for us. We are leaving so many black boys behind. We are marginalized so many black males. But it's time for men to stand on their square and stand for something. Stop catering because you want some monkey or Kit Kat. Start, be willing to sacrifice. Be willing to stand your square. And Kevin Samuels did that to me. But I think once, it's funny how before he died, he got close to the Black Hollywood thing, Nicki Minaj and Future. I don't know. He went to Atlanta. That's Black Hollywood. I don't know if he was a sacrifice. Because 3 days earlier, the Root had came out with a article. How can we cancel Kevin Samuels? And 3 days later, he dead. 3 or 4 days later.
Well, they tried to cancel him a couple of times,
but it's seemed like it been accelerated when he started getting with that Hollywood crowd. Start being these rappers' videos, start having Nicki Minaj. I'm just saying. You think about that arena. You think about somebody like P. Diddy. He just sold his girlfriend's house, his baby mama house, for almost $7 million. Al B. Sure was losing his mind on Instagram. What do Al B. Sure know about P. Diddy and his baby mama?
I hate to be a typical Southerner, but I've been hearing Puff Daddy's name a lot lately. It makes me think something's about to go down. What I mean?
Lauren London, they suggest that Puffy allegedly had a thing with Lauren and Nipsey Hussle, right? Whack 100. And all that stuff came out on Hassan Campbell's platform that they were suggesting allegedly that Nipsey and Lauren and Puffy had a triangle thing going on.
Oh my goodness!
And Puffy always the last man standing. What's up with that? He the least talented person, but he always the one with the most money and all the fixings he can afford. Last man standing, Puffy.
It's funny you said he's in a triangle. I was just telling somebody how we use geometry in our lives, so it's funny you said a triangle.
Yeah. But what is interesting about Diddy? You look at the artists that really suffered by staying with Diddy too long. You look at the ones who got out early. Mary J. Blige, Usher. They dealt with Diddy early in their careers, but they
What?
got before. Look, Faith Evans should be a bigger artist than what she is, but she
Oh my
stayed with
God, I
Diddy.
love Faith Evans.
I
Her
mean, she's
singing.
talented, but I'm
Wow.
saying she stayed with Diddy too long.
Mm.
You see, look at the locks. Look at all these talented artists that stayed with Diddy. Look at it. Craig Mack went to Jesus, then his other dude went to Allah.
Mm. Yeah,
What
that's
is
been in
Diddy
the
doing
media
over there
lately
to these
about,
people, man?
yeah, about that and what happened to those artists.
Yeah, I mean, Diddy standing, God bless him. He almost 60 years old. He's in his 50s now, but you know, you made like Kevin Samuels thought he wanted access, and he like Kid Icarus. He got too close to the sun, he got burned. But people saying he drunk too many Red Bulls, you know.
Yeah, I just saw somebody left that comment as well, and he was a cancer survivor.
Yes, he was.
Here, wow.
But you know, like a friend of mine said, nobody dies of natural death in show business.
I know, I've heard you say that before.
No, you don't.
Wow. Yes, he really died. This person, I guess, is late coming in. The reports are that Kevin Samuels has passed away at the age of 56.
I don't know. I mean, did he really die though? I'm just saying, like, it's weird how this came. Like, who started? Look at all these rumors. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know?
Well, how you feel about this? Okay, this is.
I mean, actually, was he a real person or was he character acting? Was he a made-up character?
Oh my God!
You know, think about this stuff, this matrixy stuff we in.
But you just said that he was helping us, so why would they give us somebody to help us? What, to just take it away again because it's this crazy game that they play with us?
I'll tell you like that. You know, y'all talk about Harry Lennox, right? He was talking about Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
I met Harry Lennox when he was in Memphis. I had a friend from Chicago visit me, and we just happened to go to Central Barbecue on Central Street, and I saw this dude that looked like Harry Lennox, Mr. Five Heartbeats, and all that stuff, and Keep the Faith, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. with Hazel Scott being played by Vanessa Williams. And I told my friend, my mom, that's Harry Lennox over there. They said, who is that? That's the guy that was in Five Heartbeats. So I went over there. He was with his friend, his traveling buddy. I said, you know what? So I really enjoyed you in your portrayal of Adam Clayton Powell Jr. and all the work you've done to highlight our people's achievements and all this stuff. And I said, no, one day they should hire you to play Barack Obama. He looked at his friend, they started laughing. Little did I know that he was on this show called The Man Cow Show in Chicago. And after the show, he was talking to one of the producers, and he said that he was hired by the government, by the intelligence community to train Barack Obama how to act like a president. Now, you know, Harry Lennox is from Chicago. He comes from a very prominent black family in Chicago. Barack tried to claim Chicago, right? So he said he was hired by some people to train Barack Obama how to be presidential. Now, if you look at Harry Lennox and some of his roles and how he carried himself, who he reminds you of, or who Barack reminds you of. So I believe that's true. So I mean, like Judge Joe Brown always say, well, you know, Barack Obama Barry is from Central Cast, so he's a matinee idol. So I mean, Ronald Reagan was a B movie actor. He was like Chimp Bonzo, or whatever the hell it was back in the 60s. How you come from that to being president of the United States? Everything, the world's a stage. So was Kevin Samuels a real person? Now, I know y'all gonna make clips about this. Was he actually a real person? Or was he
I want to see the body. Then I need.
Where's the death certificate? We don't know. I never met this brother. You know what I'm saying? You got holograms doing concerts and stuff. You remember at Coachella a couple years ago? They had a Tupac hologram, Project Blue Beam, faking. We got UFOs. They're gonna fake an alien invasion and the Jesus come back at the same time.
Well, we have to ask Future and Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. Was he real? Because he had an interview with Tommy in person, and he also, I believe, it was in person, and
but was he in the military?
Was in a Future video.
Military intelligence, though.
You know, hey, I just had a beep in my ear. You about to get us shut down?
You got people with you. You know what I'm talking about. You out
look, I got stand for real. Look, you think you tough until they come after you? Because
oh yeah, I be having a lot of weird people coming at me, man. I don't know if they real people. I have people say they 21 years old. They could be 41. All I know.
I know that.
I don't know these people that become. But I'm saying, was Kevin Samuels an actual person? Was he playing a role? Was it an actor hired to play Kevin Samuels?
Ooh. You don't.
The thing about Tupac, I got dudes coming to me saying, you know what, Ron? I trained Tupac. You know, the CIA, when they first got on Twitter, they made a Tupac joke. Tupac ain't dead or something like that. People claim that Tupac was given he was a CIA asset. He was deep cover.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but Kevin Samuels might not have been a real person.
Don't get me started on these theories here. Don't.
I mean, people don't want to think because their head hurt too much. It hurts to think really that your reality is a sham.
Oh yeah,
like after COVID, right? People thought that they had a real love, and you still spend some time with the person you thought you loved. You didn't even know them. All quarantine, you hate them.
Now you right now, you did see some stories of that. People really don't know each other.
So was Kevin Samuels a real person? Because I'm like Dick Gregory now. I got my Dick Gregory head on. I'm like, who started this rumor?
Well, check this out, Ron.
No
Check this
TMZ?
out. This is supposedly a friend who knows members of his family.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ask, is there any way possible that this is not true?
No,
this
I
is
have
100%.
I have family confirmation.
Okay.
I got family confirmation. This is 100%. The funeral most likely is going to be in Oklahoma City. I got family confirmation.
Yeah, so she said that she got family confirmation.
Well, who is she?
Supposedly a friend.
Like a reality TV star. She's from Hollywood.
Her name is supposedly his close friend, Melanie King.
We ever heard? I don't follow Kevin. Have we ever seen her on a podcast? His so-called close friend.
Like,
she's a high-value woman. What the hell? I mean, who is she?
Ron, read this comment on the screen.
To you, are you too real? Dang, who knows anymore? I agree. I don't know. I'm confused. I think I'm real. I will sniff myself. I'm real. Right, you poke your eye. But we all playing roles, though. We all, like you remember Rock used to say, "Know your role." We just know our roles. I mean, nobody? The world's a stage, man. This is make believe.
Now, I want to tell people who joining us now, make sure you go ahead and like this video. I tell you all the time, do not be petty. Like this video. Leave us some great comments. And thank you for everybody in the live chat. I would like to say hello. You guys are awesome.
Don't be greedy. Give to the needy.
Oh my goodness. So
I was gonna say DMX was dead last year, right? He finally died, right? Yeah, because I don't want to hear. Where's my DMX? Now, where's Kevin Samuels? I want to see a live stream of the funeral. I want an open casket. I want an oopen casket, man.
I want to see with you. I'm trying to be respectful, but I just look. You know, Kevin Samuels. You can feel two ways about him. Some people feel like he was a man of truth. Okay, he was a man of truth, helping people see things about themselves that needed some adjustment. How about that? People so sensitive, we won't say things that needed fixed. We'll say things that needed adjustment. He gave people the kind of truth that gave them a second to think and be honest with themselves, okay, on where they are in life. But some people didn't take it that way. Some people looked at him as an almost, is it a verbal abuser of women or some type of a mishandler of women? He preys on women, emotions and whatnot. Some people looked at it like that.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you want to look at it, I guess. But I want to show you guys a little bit of what Kevin Samuels was really good at and why he called himself the relationship expert. Check this out.
Based off of what you've heard from me and what I provided the information about me, what do you think that I need to do in order for me to be satisfied in a good relationship? What do you think that I need to do, or what do I need to change about myself?
How tall are you?
Huh?
How tall are you?
How old am I?
How tall are you?
I am 5'4" and I weigh 200 pounds. So I'm thick.
It's not thick. That's obese.
Okay.
I'm 6'4" and you weigh as much as me. That's not thick. It's obese.
You want my measurements?
I don't care. It's obese. More than a 30 BMI is obese, man. 5'4", 200 pounds is larger than the average running back.
You want to be a running back?
I said 5'4", 200 pounds is average larger than the average running back, height, weight adjusted.
Okay.
And calling it thick is a problem.
Okay.
I'll tell you why it's a problem, because it's unhealthy. And anybody who wants to sit back and say that's harsh, we gotta, I think it's funny that I'm the one that's supposed to hate black women, but the things that far too many of my critics and detractors say is that's the stuff that actually hurts black women. Telling them that you're fine the way you are. 5'4", 200 pounds. Not fine. It's unhealthy.
Yeah, the linebacker part really got her. That's what really did.
It's the truth. She didn't say he was a running back. She said she was bigger than a running back. And that's honest. He look, people been lying to her all that time, and he told her the truth, and truth hurts.
And you call up there, right? You pick up.
Yeah, she won. I mean, but I'm saying he an honest broker. You pay a price in a world when you tell the truth in a world built on lies and deception. You pay an ultimate, because the people that love us the most, the so-called authoritative figures, they've been lying to you all your life. They call it protecting you. They're not protecting you for something that's bigger than them. Because one day you won't have to deal with the consequences of your so-called protection. And he's doing her a favor. It might hurt right now. It's like, well, Malcolm couldn't stand Malcolm. A lot of black folks hated Malcolm. A lot of black preachers hated Dr. King. Anybody that stands on truth, you could be flawed, but he acknowledged he didn't want to waste his time or her time with some BS. Because all these dudes, they want to just get in these girls' panties and stuff like that. They don't want to be honest, because to be honest with a woman is sometimes to be alone as a man.
You know what else I saw today, Ron?
What's that?
As I was trying to check if this was true, everyone said that it was people who predicted this. And then I came across this on YouTube, but it was also on other forms of social media. And it was basically somebody had predicted 4 months ago that says that Kevin Samuels would be dead in 2020.
2022, yeah.
2022, excuse me.
4 months ago, right? You probably
That's
gonna get 1 million views. Well, everybody gotta die. I mean, I think.
But well, yeah, but they said dead in 2022.
Well, you know, your words create worlds. With black people, we cast spells. Like with these rappers getting killed, look at their lyric content. They always talking about death and getting killed at a certain age. It's going to happen because you create an environment that's conducive to your demise. It's like with Kevin Samuels. When people don't understand, he's a very public and controversial figure. Like, you know, people like royalty and heads of state, they normally have people that taste their food tasters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
People,
yeah, that's true.
Now they have people like that. They have, like, we call it body doubles.
Yes, they do. Yep.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels, he was very accessible to the people. Like with Dave Chappelle, I met Dave Chappelle 2 times in my life. So easy to get to Dave. And them bodyguards, security guys should be fired because they failed at their job. It's too easy. It was too. I mean, I got the Dave back in when he was in here in 2002 in Memphis for the Tyson Lewis fight. That fight week, doing correspondent work for Jay Leno. He was by himself. He wasn't big. I knew of Dave since the 90s because I was a fan. Now the Robert Hood Man in Tights, the stand up, Half Bake, Nutty Professor. I was a fan. I grew up on Dave Chappelle. He started real young, but Dave was in a corner by one of the lobby entrances by himself. Nobody knew who he was. This is 2002, before the Chappelle Show came out, and he was very accessible. And like even in 2017, when I saw him at Dick Gregory's wake at Howard University, he was very accessible. You know, he's a very cool cat, man. Good guy. Y'all think he was cloned, but people change. I don't look the same I did 20 years ago. So I'm, whatever. We all didn't make those deals, but it's too easy. Dave, people don't understand. We undervalue ourselves. Dave has a very unique bloodline. He got very unique people in his bloodline. You start with his parents, both college professors. His mom was personally selected by Patrice Lumumba to oversee his dam project in the Congo. He came from Africa to America to meet with President Eisenhower. Eisenhower refused to meet with him, so he met with a delegation of young black students from the area. And he was very impressed with Dave Chappelle's mom, who was very fluent in French as well. I mean, very accomplished. I mean, she got a doctorate. She started the Black Studies program to get a PhD in America. She wanted people to help start that in this country. So I was able to thank his mom personally because I knew who she was. Then you look at Dave Chappelle lineage, like his great grandfather was an AME bishop, and he was president of Richard Allen University in South Carolina. He led a delegation to the White House to meet with the president to talk about lynching. So this is who he come from, a line of truth tellers and doers. And you get punished for that. This system will kill your bloodline to keep that from coming, from prophesizing. So you look at somebody like Kevin Samuels, I'm sure he got ministers in his family, truth tellers. He's from Oklahoma, so I don't know if he got connections to Black Wall Street and stuff like that. But he could have been poisoned. You don't know who had access to Kevin Samuels. If he out eating in the public, you know, like Dave Chappelle, he out in California eating food in San Francisco. You know what they doing to Dave Chappelle food. You don't know what they doing to Donald Trump food. So, I mean, he pissed off a lot of people, and people that have access to him like that. You don't know what really happened to Kevin Samuels.
Now that's, whew, you right. Now you reminded me of Kim Kardashian showing up in Marilyn Monroe's dress, like how they said she just died, but a lot of people think she was.
You know, this is the 50th anniversary, or this is the 60th anniversary of Marilyn Monroe died under suspect circumstances. She passed away in 1962. She was doing all that exposed to pillow talk. She knew too many government secrets. That's why I had to get rid of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
She knew, she had a high IQ. People think she was a dumb. She was very, very intelligent.
Yeah, intelligent woman who knows a bunch of secrets too.
Who's that?
No, I just mean her. Like they had to get her. You know.
Oh yeah, but Kim Kardashian, I would be surprised if something happened. I'm not wishing it on her, but how things are going, I wouldn't be surprised something happened to her by the end of the year. So Pete Davidson, I think he's on the mind control. It's like with the thing with the Chappelle thing, like, you know, the dude that killed Lennon supposedly was Mark David Chapman. He was supposed to have been allegedly obsessed with John Lennon. The thing that was weird about Mark David Chapman, he had no means of income, but yeah, he was able to stay in all these top quality hotels throughout the world. He had access to like a deep revenue of stream of income that allowed him to travel from place to place. And you know, the doorman at John Lennon's home, at his home, the Dakota, he was a Cuban national who was a well-known CIA assassin. So the lead investigator over that case said he thought it was strange that this was the perfect crime, because most murders go unsolved. There will be done. I know y'all look at 48 Hours or Law and Order and stuff like that. Most murder cases go unsolved. But the lead investigator on that case said it's weird that this was the perfect case, but this dude just like he was waiting for us to come pick him up. He could have left the scene when he did to John Lennon and be gone and never been charged with it. But the thing about John Lennon was saved by Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory detoxed John Lennon over in Europe, and John Lennon told Dick Gregory that allegedly that the Beatles were brought over here from Britain to hook young people on drugs through their music.
I heard that before.
Yeah, there was a product of the Tavistock Institute over in England, which is where the MK Ultra program was born, mind control. But we got social media now where we all Manchurian candidates. How we trigger, how people been triggered about Kevin Samuels down, how that toxicity, how they respond online. We are all Manchurian candidates waiting to be assassins.
Since you said that, Ron, and you brought up Dave Chappelle and all this that you talked about, I just want to remind people that my last episode, which was breaking news, I did an episode about Dave Chappelle attack. You can still check that out. So yeah, to get more insight into that happening. It's a crazy week. Nobody expected this. I mean, you never expect the death, you know, necessarily. Well, we know people die, but you get my point.
Yeah, well, Kevin Samuels, it's kind of weird, but how people was able to get that information out there, you got to question the sources. You know, when Michael Jackson died, it was TMZ that broke that. And TMZ had been taking off every single day.
Now, that's true too, Ron, because like, who let it out? You know what I mean? Who told people? But then
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
But then we had no confirmation. You know, it's kind of weird. Like,
he might not have been a real person. He could have been a character actor.
Oh, you're giving me the chills, Ron.
Now I'm thinking about, this is what they do. It's like, you gotta look at this movie called Wag the Dog that came out around the Clinton.
You tell me that all the time.
Yeah, I'm keep on telling y'all. Because like, just tell you how they'll create this illusion, and we buy into it without question. There's always some gaffe they do that expose it. You know, that is a game. Like Dick Gregory said, it's a game. I don't know Kevin Samuels was a real person. Because like, how was he able? I mean, nothing's been, you know, we still don't know. It's like Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if he really got killed up in New York in that jail, in that prison.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I said that too.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird. It don't feel right. You know, I got to trust my intuition now. I can't trust this BS they call news no more. I'm going on my intuition. This Kevin Samuel thing is weird to me. Because the girl to my, she confirmed, who is she?
Right, I ain't never seen her before. Maybe
I don't
somebody
follow
else
him.
knows.
I
Do
think
y'all
maybe she
know
was on
her
the
in the
podcast.
live
I don't
chat?
know.
If y'all know her, let us know.
Yeah, send me some links of
Let
what
us
she
know
did
who
with
she
Kevin
is.
Samuels on a podcast or something.
Now, I want to tell people, Kevin Samuels, if you think he went on women, sometimes he would actually go in on men.
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't know Ron Jeremy or nothing.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing centers at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
huh?
You have a big.
I mean, what
It was the laugh at the end that got me.
I mean, he told it is what it is. He told it like it is. I think Kevin has got to be an earth sign or something, maybe a Taurus. I don't know. He's very good at communicating.
Man. Now, again, somebody said, what's the big deal? People were really interested in this story. That's what the big deal is. I mean, Twitter was buzzing. It was a blaze. Here's a second round of tweets people put out when they weren't sure if Kevin had passed away. You want to read one, Ron?
Well, I personally do not care if he lives or dies, but to act like Dr. King just got shot is bananas. Kevin Samuels was not a beacon of hope. The one after that today proved why Kevin Samuels was right about a lot of you. And then so the person that nigga done out voodoo on Kevin Samuels.
That's kind of what you said.
Yeah, I mean, he pissed out a lot of women. You know, these women down, y'all know y'all be doing y'all things, putting that menstrual blood in the spaghetti and all that. But anyway, that's why you gotta be careful. I don't know who feeding Kevin. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about Red Bull, I'm talking about the spaghetti. If Kevin Samuels did die, and the way some people are celebrating him being dead, that's terrible, man. I wouldn't wish death on no one, no matter how much I disagree with them. That's cruel and sick as fudge, But you know what the thing about it is? I remember when I saw Reverend Jeremiah Wright speak during MLK weekend back on April 3rd, 2009, right before the anniversary of Dr. King's death at the University of Memphis. They had like security, police, metal detectors. Reverend Wright pissed off a lot of people when he said, "God damn America."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like he told us this. He said, man, when Dr. King got shot in Memphis, you had a lot of prominent black ministers in Chicago celebrating his death with his congregation. Time will tell if Kevin Samuels was right. And it's like he was on the right side of history. Like I said, Malcolm was despised when he look at the editorials in New York Times, how they treated Malcolm, and like Dr. King was one of the most hated people in America. The media destroyed his image in the last 4 years of his life. When Dr. King died, he was 39, but he had the heart of a 60-something-year-old man.
Oh, that no. Every time I hear that, it does something to me.
The stress, and you're dealing with our people, because our people are so bitter and so toxic towards each other.
And I understand that so well,
Yeah, but Kevin wasn't wrong. Most of he had a big female fan base. And women would tell me, I believe that Kevin is right about us. I mean, you gotta think about women raising sons, right?
I like some of the stuff that he would say. Some of it I didn't agree with. Sometimes I felt like the women who called in were a bit on the low confident, weak side, and sometimes I felt like it was stuff that I would have thought that they would have already known. And I do get that people learn at their own pace and learn different things and experience different things. But for me, it was just like I would never call up there, but it was entertaining when I first got onto him. I got onto him before he really blew and everybody was on him. Not because it was my choice, but somebody I know and I would take rides with a lot, would play it in the car. Yeah.
Shout out to that person that you know. I know that person too.
Yeah. So and so I would listen to him, and it was very entertaining at first. And he did things he said really hit people because I mean, I guess I should be one to understand. People tell me I'm very blunt, but he took it a whole new level. But hey, these women asked for the advice, and you know he cleaned up well, and they trusted him with the words that he was giving them. So hey, he did what he was supposed to do. Something
I
like,
didn't. Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I
Go
didn't
ahead.
listen to him that much, but I did listen to it. I mean, he made great points in a lot of his podcasts that I did listen to. And I tell you, he's telling the truth, because I went to a wedding recently and I seen all these beautiful black women, you know, career, successful, but all alone. That's lonely, mother. They shouldn't be alone, but they're just all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are intimidated to talk to these women. And, you know, it's weird, but you know, this has been in the making for decades, the breakup of the black family. You know, they always attack the black family. We were never allowed to have a true patriarchy in our community when it relates to our families. I mean, the government said you could not even have a man in your household in order to get stuff from Zaddy. You know what I'm saying? So the black man is the most disrespected man on the most envied and the most disrespected man on the planet. Something about us brothers, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of us brothers don't want to be always taken for granted, but at the same time, a lot of us sell ourselves short because we want to placate women. We want to, you know, I don't see how any woman could respect a man that always honor her request. A yes man. What real woman will respect a man that always do what she tells him to do? You see what happened to Will Smith ass. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm saying, like Kevin saying, be a man, even if it means that you won't have no Kit Kat or no monkey or no steak or no spaghetti. Be a man.
Well, sometimes a no turns you on, depending on the no. Like if you say the no right, you know. Just
look at D Wade. You talking about I wore a dress? Yeah, you been with. We already knew that, Negro. You ain't have to make no announcement about
right.
that.
So that's a
you
whole.
Know, Gabrielle, you the wearing pants in that family.
Oh my God, he does that for sure.
It's just
great
sad,
basketball
man, to see
player,
weak black men. I mean, that's why I don't follow entertainers like that, because they weak. And ain't no knock on them, but because they if you can't make your own money, if you depend on somebody else for your living and lifestyle, you can't stand on nothing. Because if you try to stand on something, you lose everything. It's like with old boy, what's the boy named Terry Crews? He got grilled by his sack. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I was angry. He did it from my wife. The wife said, no, baby, we got to pay the mortgage. I like this lifestyle. Hold it back, baby. And I guess it was good, but his woman told him to hold back. You know, but we got this lifestyle. We got this mortgage, baby. You can't blow it all away.
Look, while everybody's out here watching, make sure you go ahead and like this video, leave us a comment, and we want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat. Thank you so much.
But what's Kevin saying is a real person.
Some awesome
I'm
things
curious
over
now.
there.
Was he actually an actor that was hired to play this guy named Kevin Singh?
You really think he was an actor, huh?
He could have been. Why it's so hard to believe in a day and age like this where everything is reality TV?
Oh no, it's not hard for me to believe it. I'm just want to know if
I'm trying to figure out how this has come about that we all know he dead. We just know he dead now.
No, it does feel weird. I mean, do you even feel right saying that he has passed away?
Where's the evidence though?
I don't know. Somebody got evidence. It's not us.
But think about Atlanta. It's Black Hollywood. And look at who you're getting close to towards the end. These celebrity types that they do this ritual stuff.
Well, he should have been smart enough to know what's up, though, right?
Yeah, you could be smart, but not have wisdom about certain things. Everybody's, look at Malcolm X. The people that were close to him betrayed him. The folks that he trained. Why he couldn't see that betrayal coming? He was a street dude. Why he couldn't read his family and how he read the street dudes? And then the street dudes he helped flip, they flipped on him. So, I mean, everybody got blind spots. I mean, this is being human. I know very smart people that do stupid stuff all the time. Don't mean they less smart.
Many people to look at to see who's trying to betray you. Hey, you may have just been like, there's just too many at that point.
Yeah, but if Kevin's still eating out and he going to cook out wherever he go to, you don't know what type of enemies you made. You don't know who the people you pissed off fixing your food. I had to save Dick Gregory's life at the comedy club. He don't know about it. He never knew about it. This ungrateful bastard he is, man. He rest in peace. He never knew about it. I had to stop this dude from beating him to a bloody pulp, but it's another story for another day.
That sounds interesting, though. Look, this is how he could piss people off.
Hi, I'm I don't know. Hi, I'm I don't know what your topic is tonight, but
How old are you? How old are you?
Guess.
Don't play with me. Guess these nuts.
Hi, I'm.
Oh my God.
You gotta be careful, man. Women are y'all be tricky with that stuff.
He said, guess these nuts.
Why you gonna play that? You know, we already see what happened to R. Kelly. I don't want to play that game either.
Oh my God. I'm telling he was a comeback king, boy. He reminded me of like Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the first show.
The second one, he was OG, man. I want to see a spinoff on him. That boy a gangster.
Right.
Double O Negro.
But did you see that? Did you?
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the Kevin Samuels that people made video posts about him and said they didn't care about his passing like this. Check this out.
Like I said, they hated Jesus too. They hate Malcolm. They hate Martin. Everybody hates Chris. So it is what it is. Your haters are your biggest fans.
Everybody hates Chris.
Your haters. What people don't understand about haters, they just their nature, but they're your biggest fans. They'll tell you when you effing up. They help you elevate your game. You know how to utilize it, right? I think people are just too soft right now. People too weak and sensitive, and it is what it is. Because what he's doing the old school thing.
Let me tell you, to all the people who are talking smack about Kevin Samuels, he is somewhere right now doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know he is.
Yeah.
He would definitely defend himself. Even Tasha K, the big blogger.
I know she is.
Celebrity news lady.
She writing checks to her mouth can't cash. Well, how that goes. She needs to stay at her lane because she said some things that were disrespectful to Tupac. I mean, she just walked that line, and somebody held her accountable.
Well, even she claimed she was trying to reach out to Kevin earlier today. She said she DM'd him, texted him, and said that he normally responds right back to her, but he did not today. Well, yesterday now.
I just don't know if he was a real person. I really don't. He could be working for them people, man. He could be as a character actor.
Well, once you go to Oklahoma,
I don't know why. I might not come back the same way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful.
Oh my God.
I've been in some. I'm gonna tell you something. Kevin Samuels got a military background. I don't know if he's military intelligence or whatever, but you got a thing called Operation Mockingbird, where most of your news is controlled by the CIA and intelligence, and then you got the Department of Defense, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and they give money to Hollywood to create these movies to help program our minds. They control the news. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really that interested in really knowing if he was a real person, to be honest with you. But he did what he had to do and to wake up the consciousness of the people, because we hate each other. Why do black men and black women have a problem with each other? Like I said, I just came from a wedding. You got all these beautiful sisters, very couples, they all single. That's crazy to me. I mean, they like in their 30s and stuff, and they all single, and they should be happy. But I think black women are the only women that are totally like lied to about their circumstances as it relates to themselves, their family, and their men.
Perhaps, Ron. Perhaps. And obviously women appreciated him because they called in.
More females than men, Amaris.
Well, they called in.
I look at it.
Watch this.
Okay, we don't play that.
5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads. You think you can get out here and be like Danny's big ass? Go knock yourself out. But I would be remiss to try to tell you as an image consultant and as a person and a professional that you can be 5'3" and weigh so much that you don't even want to tell somebody how much you weigh and think you're going to get a man to marry you, a high value man. So you go ahead and go on back over and get your 2-piece or 3-piece or whatever you got coming from, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or, carry your ass on over. I don't know.
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, look, Ron. I want to bring this up because this was an update earlier after they felt like they could finally say they thought that he passed away.
Okay.
And I got this from Black with No Chaser on Instagram. It says that according to their sources, on the late night of May 4th or early morning of May 5th, 2022, Atlanta police and emergency medical assistance was called to the scene of a reported incident in an apartment off of Peachtree Road in Atlanta. A black male was reported unresponsive at the location, and caller was unsure of the apartment number, but stated the officers should ask for Kevin Samuels at the front desk. The unresponsive patient was taken to Piedmont Hospital, where they were later declared deceased. A neighbor of the podcaster and vlogger posted their own account of the events, and Black with No Chaser spoke with the neighbor, who also confirmed to them the truth of their awareness of the situation. The situation is currently under investigation, and then they go on to say it's more details of this story, blah 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 blah. So that's on the count that we have. Does that seem like a script to you, Ron? You say
yeah, it sounds very well written and thought out. Yeah. Still some holes in the plot, but the plot thickens as well. But I don't know. I don't know. There is agenda to undermine the black family. It started decades ago and all this. I mean, this stuff is like, what Booker T. Washington, they never talk about how he actually died. You understand that? Nobody ever talk about how Booker T. Washington actually died. I had a retired nurse from Mobile on my show some years ago. She wrote a book about death in 60 days. The mysterious death of Booker T. Washington. The old heads from back in the day say he was poisoned by a Haitian. Somebody put some stuff in his food because Booker T. Washington spoke out against the U.S. Marines occupying Haiti. And he was very vocal about that. He was, I think, published in the New York Age back in October of 1915. He was adamant that the U.S. should withdraw from Haiti. Several weeks later, he died under questionable circumstances. There's a lot of folks in Booker T. Washington's circle who perished under questionable circumstances. And people should look into that. But the old heads, when she interviewed and knew, they said he was poisoned by a Haitian. So, I mean, Kevin Samuels out here talking the talk he talk, eating, I don't know if he ate at Chick-fil-A or Popeye, but he was eating somewhere in the ATL. He might have made a lot of powerful people enemies, a lot of people mad. Robert Johnson's birthday is coming up on May the 8th, the king of the Delta Blues. He passed away at the age of 27, August 16, 1938. People believe that he was poisoned by a jealous husband. He drank some alcohol and had poison in it. And he died several days later on August 16th, which is also a death day for Elvis, August 16th, Babe Ruth, and Aretha Franklin. They all died on August 16th. Wow. So there's some occult stuff to that shit. Excuse me.
Now, you see this comment here, because we kind of talked about this earlier. Somebody said, hope it's not a drug overdose. He was found unconscious like Michael, Prince, and Whitney. Because me and you, before the show, we discussed, hoping that it won't be drug related.
He drunk too many Red Bulls. You saw he was drinking that and chugging it down like it's water.
Oh yeah, they're no, yeah. You can't.
People say he drank a lot of Red Bull. I'm saying, like, if you smoke a lot, you do anything a lot, it has consequences over time. He could have died from drinking too many Red Bulls. All I know, because Kevin was very productive. He was like a Tupac type of dude. He very prolific guy. He was always moving around, making deals, doing podcasts. I'm trying to figure out how I get that energy. And he was in his 50s doing that, and a cancer survivor. So, I mean, I don't feel sorry for Kevin if he passed, because he did a lot to impact his world. And his legacy is going to outlive him because he got disciples out here. But you can't tell me that the stuff he was saying didn't have merit. I went to a wedding and I saw it for myself. I know as a black man, it's sometimes hard to deal with sisters. Everywhere I go, I got to deal with some black woman gatekeepers. F me over, whether it be the IRS or Popeyes. Or DMV. It's always some black woman, some big sassy black woman want to put me in my place, and I be yes ma'am and no ma'am. So don't tell me that he's lying about that. He's not. And then be these single black women. I got all these. They'll bring you around their kids. You just take them out to get some church's chicken, and they want to bring you around the kid. You my new daddy. I don't even know your mama's middle name, let alone her favorite color. How can I be your new daddy? I'm just saying this is a reality. I mean, this is my personal hell, but I'm just saying.
I see.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's not lying about a lot of stuff he was saying.
No, he wasn't. But I also think that was a certain population of women he were talking to.
Yeah.
Okay,
like, look, I'm working on my weight, get my health right. But I mean, if I'm dating somebody, you trying to out eat me at the table, something's wrong. You don't want to go to the gym with me too. You just want to eat. You just go out to eat. You don't want to go to the gym. Don't want to work out. I can't deal with it because, like, a lot of times when you get married, it's mostly worse times than good times. You understand? Because anything can happen to anybody anytime. I don't think why do people don't understand that life, anything can happen to you live long enough. You can be rich, lose all your money, you can lose all your hair, lose your eyes, go crazy, dick stop working, pussy ain't wet no more. Anything can happen to you in life.
Oh, that sounds so sad.
But it happens. Get some MS or lupus or some shit.
Dang, Ron.
Get dementia, Alzheimer's and shit, and cancer all the
You the type of person I need to invite over for this year's
I'm just saying anything can happen though.
I'm gonna let you tell the stories around the bonfire for Halloween. Okay.
Somebody asked, do you take calls? My friend of mine from Cali. I guess you do that soon, but
I'm
not trying to be all like Debbie Downer.
I don't have it right now, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm saying you live life. You gotta be appreciative for what you have at the moment. That's all we got at the moment.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, you telling the truth, You telling the truth. No problem with that at all.
Like, let's talk. Our brother out there, he told the truth. 84% of his audiences was black women. Because they've been lied to by their daddies, by their brothers, by dudes that want to get some coochie. The man ain't investing in getting your coochie. You trying to help black people get together on the same page on one accord. That's what I believe. So he was like Malcolm and Martin. Yeah, I said it. And I don't even follow the dude like that. But what I heard, what he said, had weight. Like I said, I see it when I go to weddings and you got all these beautiful black women and black men not talking to each other. We scared to dance and we don't me too and her too and he too and she too and it too. We just scared of each other now. Scared of each other's shadows, let alone body fluids.
Oh my God. Look, we Kevin Samuels. Do we say rest in peace to Kevin Samuels? Because do we know?
We don't know if he dead or not. The character known as Kevin Samuels has left the building. The man who played Kevin Samuels still could be alive. I'm just letting Dick Gregory hit me on some stuff. I'm sorry, I don't know.
On that note, guys, Ron, we've been talking for a while, and I still haven't let them know where they at. They should know where they at, but hey, yeah, you know what I gotta do. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, I love it when you talk that talk. Hey,
we ready.
Boom. Yeah, we're back. Oh, guys, thank you for joining us. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. I won't say burden this time. I realize I'm country and sometimes I say burden.
It's all right. You country grandma. I was listening nearly all night.
Button. Grandma. Press that button. Button. Hey girl, how you doing? The Yin Yang Twins. That's what I felt like.
Oh, yeah, whisper song. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look, thank you for joining us. I need to play that behind your scary stories that you tell.
Yeah.
You did it much better than I did. Look, don't be petty, y'all. Make sure you hit me and Run up on Cash App. We love doing this for y'all. We love donations as well. It helps to keep this party going. You can hit me up at $ Kera Dangerous. You'll see my profile picture. And you can hit Run at what is that? $ R2C2H2. We appreciate it. And also YouTubers, super chats are available and they're much appreciated. Thank you very much. Next topic, Ron, and I have to tell you, this really disappointed me.
Okay.
Because this is a person that I bring up from time to time when it doesn't happen often, but when somebody wants to talk about the WNBA, okay?
Right.
I have to always bring up this lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was a lady known for the little, well, I call her like she's very caramel. Her hair, honey blonde,
Black girl magic,
caramel skin. That's what you think of when you think of Cynthia Cooper. And you think of this shiny red Comets uniform, and you think about all the energy she had, her big personality. And you know what, Ron? She was very critical to the early success of the WNBA.
Oh, definitely.
And I always bring her up, Ron. I always bring her up because when I think of early WNBA, excuse me, I think about her, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie,
right,
Cynthia Cooper, and Don Staley that just won, the women's college
That's the
tournament.
second one, right? That's the second one in South Carolina.
I don't know, Rebecca Lobo. I'm just saying she's a part of that group of women I think about when I think about women's basketball. Run. I got my breath knocked out of me today because some former students, players of hers, are alleging verbal abuse.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's not shocking to you? I mean,
it's not. I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. I mean, excuse me. Like she was the first WNBA player to be inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame. I mean, 4-time, I think, Finals MVP or MVP of the league. Very accomplished. But here's the thing.
Wait, 4-time WNBA champion and Finals MVP with the Houston Comets, as well as a 2-time league MVP.
Right, impressive.
And she retired in March this year from Texas Southern, TSU, as the women's basketball coach. 4 years of coaching. She led the Lady Tigers to their first SWAC regular season championship and a WNIT berth in 2012 and 13.
You know why? You know why they're really attacking her though?
Why?
Because she's married to a black man. She has a black family. She's straight in a league that caters to the other persuasion. You think about that woman that was a heterosexual basketball player in WNBA who had to resign because of all the peer pressure and the bullying she received for being a heterosexual woman in that sport. That's and Cynthia Cooper is a black woman who loves black men. And she said in one of her comments, she needs to get some D.
Wait a minute, Ron. You talking a lot of trash, but when I learned that her I didn't know she had gotten married, but her new last name, no lie, is Cynthia Cooper-Dyke.
Right, you can't make that up, right? You can't make this stuff up.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but before you get into what that first player said, I want to kind of go over you know what? No, we can take it there, and I'll play Cynthia's statement later. So the first allegation right here. And this is from HBCU Sports, but I have to say the Athletic is the one who dropped this story. They were able to interview some of her former players.
Right.
Now, if you look here, it says, among the allegations against Cooper-Dyke, I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't make this up, right? It's interesting.
Okay, whatever. I'm childish. Among the allegations against Cooper-Dyke, during her stint at Texas Southern, included telling a player with a mental health diagnosis that she just needs some dick. That's all. Yeah. The player who was battling depression. Why you guys? I cannot.
She's trying to help us. She tell the truth. You need some defense and some D.
Cynthia Cooper is talking like she's a man who used to play in the WNBA, and he used to talking to the adult men in the WNBA in the locker room. It's like she forgot she's allegedly talking to college kids. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. That was just so funny to me. She just needs some dick. That's all. The player who was battling depression also was reportedly called a sorry ass virgin by Cooper-Dyke.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, you got to think about what were her coaches telling her when she was coming through. It's a different time. People too soft right now.
Well, if that's the case, I always said, why do people always bother Tyra Banks? I said the same thing, Ron. I said they know the modeling industry was ruthless. So why y'all being mad at Tyra Banks for putting those girls through some challenges and then wanting to say years later, oh, she was too hard on them? I bet Tyra Banks went through way more than what those girls did. And if it was wrong, give her a little bit of grace because that's how they taught her And
Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean,
like she was being
yeah.
taught by black folks, because ain't nobody in high fashion that was black like that. So you know who she learned it from. And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, but you got to have some toughness about you. You're going to make it in any field. You got to have some toughness about you, some resiliency. Some of the stuff they talking about, she said, it sounded like some BS. I used to get cursed out about Dick Gregory. That's why I just can't. Man, Dick Gregory would curse
you out for no reason,
and then he
though.
would say, "How's the family?" I said, you just got to curse me out in front of Maxine Waters, you crazy mother. You know, like, how's the family? Okay, we're going with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we just too soft right now because the elders used to get in your face. I mean, you talk about the great football coaches, and even look at Bob Knight. He went into Isaiah Thomas so bad that his brothers wanted to kill him. Isaiah Thomas' brothers wanted to kill Bob Knight, and Isaiah said, "Don't do it." That's what I heard anyway. You know, like, I mean, it's tough love, but you know, the world ain't fair. The world is not fair. Why do people think that everybody supposed to get a participation trophy? It's beyond me. You got to have some toughness, man. It's unforgiving out here, and I think Cynthia Cooper, I promise you, she went through a lot of hell coming up because she's a champion. She got a champion pedigree. Maybe
so. Let's look at this second allegation here. And this one I got from SI.com. Cooper-Dyke also made an inappropriate comment to one player while she was doing squats, telling the player, "Oh, your hips are big. You got a fat ass, and I can tell you like to ride some dick." She also reportedly shamed. I don't know why I read it like that. I'm sorry.
That's how Kevin Samuels said that, dude. He should have Cooper-Dyke.
I mean, it sounds like to me that this is how you talk when you are a player. Yeah, that's what it is. Because I played basketball. She's talking to her.
There you go.
Her kids on the team like they her teammates. No, Cynthia, you're their coach. You can't say, allegedly say that. Okay, these are alleged things that she said. Okay, let me read that again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Allegedly, while this girl was doing squats, she said, "Oh, your hips are big. You got a fat ass, and I can tell you like to ride some dick." She also reportedly shamed one player for her weight, and the player was so upset that she stopped eating in front of her.
That's good. She helping her. She's saving her life.
It's not funny. It's just,
but she saved her life, though.
It's ridiculous.
Because she's telling her the truth about what she see. I ain't saying it's the ultimate truth, but she respects her enough to be honest about what's going on. Think about if Zion Williamson was told that by somebody. You know, he'll be in tip-top shape right now. New Orleans probably be in the second round right now in the NBA.
I didn't know she cleaned up like this, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, they mad because she's not on their team. You understand? If she was a dyke, she wouldn't. None of this stuff would never came out.
Now I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I agree with that because this is college. This wasn't the WNBA. I don't know.
Think about what I'm saying. Like, you remember the dude that ran for governor down in Florida? He was caught with some blood. Yeah, he was caught with some bloody sheets with a male escort. He had a drug problem, but if he was caught with a woman, it's a scandal. He got to resign. Like what happened to Cuomo. You know, think about it. It's only a scandal when it's heterosexual stuff involved. If she was gay and a dyke, like her name implies, this would never came up. So trust me, this stuff goes on all the time. Think about what happened in at Penn State under Coach Paterno.
That was nasty.
Yeah, but he was doing it to poor black kids, though. That's what they don't talk about. I know it had to be poor, because there were wealthy white kids.
There was some black. There was a black player too in there, because I worked at ESPN then. I just remember, them covering that a lot. And I tried to watch the movie just randomly, but I just didn't want to finish it.
Yeah, but that stuff they talking about some nitpick stuff. It's because she's a black woman that loves the D herself. I ain't talking about no defense. She loves
but that's inappropriate, Ron. You a coach. You can't say all that.
You can't say it now, but think about the Bob Knights and the Woody Hayes and all the. I'm thinking about them old school when people tell me the coaches would throw football helmets and basketballs at these guys and curse.
That's men coaches. Like
I'm just saying,
I've heard men say things like that, but I've played sports. I didn't play in college, but I wish a coach would say some stuff to me.
It's different now. I agree. It's different. You can't do that stuff no more. It's a different time.
But I'm saying they didn't talk to females like that back in the day. I don't know. Maybe Pat Summit would. Yeah, but I don't know. I never heard.
Well, what do you think Cynthia Cooper went through that generation? You think they, Cheryl Swoops and them heard some tough talk from their coaches?
Yeah, I'm sure they. Yeah, probably so.
She's a product of that. I'm saying she a throwback. It's a reason why she was the first WNBA basketball player enshrined in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think that her coaches, like in the WNBA, did that. I think she's talking to them like they're her teammates.
No, I ain't talking about the W. I'm talking about when she was coming through the ranks, like coming through the system. Mm-hmm. She was already who she was when she got to that level. But I'm saying to get through that toughness, you look at somebody like Kobe Bryant or somebody like Allen Iverson. I'm just saying she is a reason why she was the first one selected into the Basketball Hall of Fame, because she set a standard. But you got to understand, for her to get to that standard, she had to go through some stuff.
Hey, somebody in the comments.
She could have been traumatized. She could have been taken advantage of coming through the ranks.
Somebody in the comments, drop our Cash App. Please donate to the show at Cash App Kara Dangerous. You see runs, Cash App R2C2H2. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, when I said Cash Apps, I didn't say yours with as much enthusiasm as I said mine? Like, Cash App me at $ Kara Dangerous. Oh yeah, run, whatever.
I understand it's your platform, but what I'm saying is, like, people are too sensitive. I hate to say that word, but I used to get cursed out by Dick Gregory. Dudes couldn't take it. Grown men. It was a time when elders used to speak to people like that with no problem, because they had respect. They've been through some stuff. Because we don't know who we are as a people. We don't know when an elder is trying to help you instead of trying to hurt you, the way they speak and communicate.
Now, I agree with that, but I do think that old boy, what's his name again? Dick Gregory. He was ridiculous though.
Well, he had some he had many strokes over the years. He had dementia. He had a little bit of everything going on with him.
Cause you'll be like, Dick, I like your outfit. Shut your mouth.
Right. He'll curse you out, then actually have the family.
Huh? That was his favorite thing was, huh?
But he knew his audience. He was putting on a gimmick too. He was doing gimmicks too. But he had truth in what he was doing. It's like with Kevin Samuels, I don't know the dude that played Kevin Samuels, just an actor, but the stuff he was saying, it resonated with people, and people may not like it because it's uncomfortable to hear when somebody's going to be honest about how they feel about certain things. It's very uncomfortable.
Well, here's another quote by a former student, and this at SI.com. Quote, nobody has said anything or done anything, just passed her off to the next school. One USC player told the Athletic. This woman mentally and emotionally terrorized us.
That could be true too.
I mean, she was a 4-time WNBA champion. She probably is like almost like a Kobe Bryant. She probably really wants you to give your best and your hardest.
But think about this.
But maybe it went overboard.
But you don't see Michael Jordan being a coach either, though.
He wasn't good. He's not good at that type of stuff.
Why is that? But he's a great basketball player, right? It's like with Kobe. Did Kobe would have made a great coach?
No, because he know people. I think he said that, because people don't want to listen.
Yeah, because they're perfectionists, though. She's a perfectionist. She's on a different level.
Yeah, exactly.
She's the first one. She set the standard for everybody that follow her. So when you on that level, it's like, you on a different planet, man. She in a different reality. That's a beautiful black family right there. And that's really the problem. If she was a lesbian, just whatever, had a partner, whatever, this would not be a problem. This would have been swept under the rug.
Do you think this will put a light on other situations like this to come out? Maybe abuse at the hands of women. You think we'll hear more about that?
Some of the worst sexual predators are women.
I've heard that.
Yeah, some of the worst sexual predators are women. People, I don't know why people can't, women so innocent. No, it's a white woman that advocated that white men should lynch black people. It was a white woman that said y'all should lynch these Niggas back in the day. Women got power in Niggas. It was a white woman from Georgia.
Oh yeah, I can hear that. Yeah,
Niggas. About white womanhood protecting the honor. I mean, women are slick, man. Women, like, look at Will. Look how Will look like a dope.
Well, I was gonna talk about that next, so let's stay here.
Okay.
I wanna just finish this up. You think her legacy will be tarnished because of this?
No. She was what they got to do with her playing basketball? She won the all-time greats. How they
You
charge
know better than anyone, Ron. Does it ever matter about what they did in the sport or whatever? They black, I mean, or they whatever. If
Yeah,
they
but it's
want
all
to
like
break you down, you broke.
why you care about what these white folks say about us? If we know we great, why we need their approval to be great?
I ain't talking about just them.
I'm just saying how we think about
what
stuff.
the
Like
people gonna think.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares what people think? This is not even important. This is like a little small note, you know, in the margins. It doesn't impact her legacy to me. It's like even if you was a serial killer, if you was a hell of a basketball player, I ain't gonna take that away from you just because you're a serial killer.
Wait, Warren, we gotta address this Timothy guy. Kara, I'm glad you and Ron finally hooked up. We always do shows together. What they talking about? What you talking about, Timothy? You late, son. You late. Okay, let's go to Cynthia Cooper's statement, Ron. You want to? Okay. Well, I will let you read it, but perhaps you don't know where to find it in this. Let's see. Here it goes. So Cooper-Dyke, I just like saying that.
Yeah, go ahead and say that. That's hilarious.
Cooper-Dyke, in a statement to the website, denied the allegations against her. Throughout my years as a coach, I've had countless interactions with players in my role as their coach, mentor, and friend, she said. I had positive relationships with the majority of players and staff, and my only intention was to maximize players' potential and help them be their best. While these allegations are untrue, everyone deserves to work, play, and learn in a respectful environment, and I deeply apologize for and regret any words used during the course of a spirited game or practice that offended or hurt anyone. And I guess that's the end of the message. Or at least that's all that I got ready for this show. But that's enough. Okay. So what do you think, Ron?
I think she could mean that. She could be sincere about that. But I just think that she was a pretty good coach. You look at her college record, it's impressive. I mean, she was a winner even in that aspect. But you're gonna make enemies. And there's gonna be people that may not take your. I know I've been in situations teaching young people, and they took what I said wrong or my action. They misinterpret what I was trying to do, and years later they got it. But it cost me my job at the summer camp. It is what it is. Dang. I got that cardinal pay some type of way. But
oh my God,
when you do things out of love, it's not about approval. It's about I'm doing this. I'm giving you the best of who I am. I want to see you win, but I'm not gonna let you get an easy one because life is unfair. Life is not going to give you what you think. And life don't, if you got a mindset that life owe you anything, you're not going to win. You got to take what you want.
Take what you want.
You got to fight for what you believe in. A lot of people don't got no fight in them, man. Especially as they get older, you get complacent, you get resigned and resignated to BS. You gotta fight, man. It's a constant struggle, man. But be on the right side of that struggle.
Okay, Ron, I'm gonna work out tomorrow. Damn, I get it.
All right, man. I just worked out before I got on. I mean, I just I'm responsible for my health. I'm accountable for me. I can't save nobody but me. I'm not only qualified just to save me. But if you can learn from my example, then save yourself. And then that other person save themselves. We gotta save ourselves. Nobody ain't gonna save us.
Right. Right on, Ron. You better go on. You been bringing it.
It's late at night. I use all this stuff downloaded to me or whatever.
I feel it, bro. So Cynthia Cooper, I hope this isn't true. I hope this isn't true.
Even if it is true and she acknowledged it and it is what it is, I don't think it take away from her amazing career as a player or a coach.
Yeah, but she should have known better, though. Come on. I mean, she got a daughter herself, and I wouldn't want somebody talking.
You don't know how she treat her kids. She could be one of them tiger moms.
Oh, that's what I said.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
either way, it ain't right, though. I don't like that. If you talk to me like that, I'm gonna have a problem with you.
But it can help people to help axe the ground. You can make some enemies with people. Those folks could be mad because she didn't start them or give them enough minutes or whatever playing time. You don't know what the real reason. It's like with the Cosby thing. These women mad because she didn't come to the next top model or she didn't become the next fucking acting star. It's never about I got assaulted. Because why you keep on seeing this dude and why you introduce this guy to your parents and your family and stuff, and y'all go on concerts and dinner dates, and then you want to tell him he molested or raped me, but you brought us around him. How we believe that? We're taking selfies and everything. I mean, it's kind of like we live in this weird world where she might have said, I don't want you to start right now. I'm gonna limit your playing time, you know, and people, I'm gonna hold it against her. And when that day comes, when they want to bring her low, I'm gonna bring her low. This is what people do.
Hell, somebody in the comments dropped me and Ron's Cash App. I feel like a beggar now. I don't know how people. I didn't used to even bring up the Cash App, but damn it, I want to bring it up.
Well, people so used to doing stuff like Kevin Samuels, whatever you may think about him, he was courageous enough to stand on what he believed in and share it with the world, and it cost you. Freedom ain't free. Thinking ain't free. Nothing's free that's worth something in heaven.
Yeah, you know it.
I mean, people think this is easy. I mean, like, you know, it costs me. Trust me, it costs me. You know, when I look at my views on YouTube, it's weird because when I go outside, people know who I am, but it's costing me.
I still don't know who you are, Ron.
I know, but they think they know who I am. Or they see, oh, this brother Ron, and I've been listening to you for years, and they happily married with kids, and I can't afford this popcorn at the movie because it's like $15. But it's you help me, brother Ron.
Yeah, one day an adult gonna walk up to you and say, Ron, I used to listen to you when I was just a boy.
I've been out there, I'm grateful that I could do this. I mean, everybody ain't built for this type of stuff that we do. Because it's really not as glamorous as people think, but it's the illusion. You know?
Don't we love a good illusion?
Yeah, like Kevin Samuels. Was he a real person? They're like Will Smith. Now we see the real. Now we want to counsel the real Will Smith. You know what I'm saying?
This is our last topic, folks, and this is me and Ron both had a story come across our phone, and just like the Kevin Samuel story, we have no idea if it's true. We really think this one isn't though, because Ron, what did the story say that came across our phone?
Well, that Will Smith and Jada, the real Mr. and Mrs. Smith, are seeking a divorce.
Right. But who believes that? I gotta see that. I gotta see the divorce decree for me to believe that one.
Well, I gotta see Kevin Samuel's body or death certificate for me to believe whatever they said about him. But you know, we live in a fantasy. It's a matrix. You know that, Kera. It's the matrix. And Will don't want to lose all that money. It's cheaper to keep her. Or maybe they go on a vacation to the Himalayas and he don't want to come back. You know what I'm saying? Nobody dies from natural death in show business.
Dang.
Yeah. This stuff is weird. You know they into that type of stuff because Jada is an interesting person. She's a Virgo and Will's a Libra.
Wow. You know what? People claim when they saw Will Smith take this trip to India that maybe he was going over there to make a decision. I don't know if they saying that he made the decision and then went over there, but I think they saying that he needed that time to himself because, you know, when Jada made that comment where she kind of said, I wish he didn't choose violence, a lot of people felt like she stepped out of his corner for him to do an action or to make an action that was totally a surprise that you thought you never would see him do. And he said he did it to protect her, to have her then say, well, I wish you didn't do it. It's just like, wait and make a statement with your husband. Like, you know, a lot of people just felt like that was bogus. Yeah. And if he's listening to everything that everybody's saying about his wife prior, then how you think he feel listening to what they said now? I mean, I'm sure somebody will say, well, maybe he's not listening to it, but give me a break. He don't listen to it a little bit.
I mean, Will Smith shows he's very thin-skinned.
And he looks anytime I saw him on a red table talk, he looked emotional.
Yeah, very much so. I mean,
very
emotional. Control his family.
It's like he's somebody who needs help, don't know he need help. I mean, it's like they want us to think that their marriage is so solid. And it's like I shouldn't even want to speak on somebody's marriage, but they're the one who put it out there. And they do seem to have a good chemistry, but then it just seems so something about it seems just it don't seem the same. I don't know if it's just because people keep talking about it being broken or the issues that they have.
Well, think about this. Like you look at the mirror, your relationship with people are mirrors to yourself, and you know, you were mirrored to other people. think about the people like Dwayne Martin and Tisha Campbell Martin. They were friends. I mean, Dwayne is very close to Will. Their marriage broke up over some, over some interesting things. And you think about who else? Devin Franklin and Megan Good. Devin Franklin did business with Will Smith. That's his name, Devin Franklin. The guy that Megan Good was married. Yeah, but I mean, he was close to Will, and look at their marriages. I don't judge, I don't know, but I'm saying.
I mean, I could say something about that. They kind of all seem like they could be a little, but
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
saying,
Hollywood thing. That's a Hollywood
I'm not
thing.
saying nothing, but
Yeah, but Cat Williams already said Cat Williams already said it years ago. Look what happened to Cat Williams. He said it in the stand-up routine for HBO. Professor Ogilvy in the bed, Jamie Foxx playing butt-naked basketball. You know, he said all that happened in Hollywood mansion. So I'm saying, like, yeah, I heard things about Dwayne and Will allegedly. And you think about Devin Franklin and Megan Good. I mean, these people, they're all in the same circles. So why not Will and Jada breaking up? If you look at their friends, marriages, and relationships.
Yep, and his best friend, Dwayne Martin, who was married to Tisha Campbell Martin, from Martin and Gina.
Yeah.
And you know, you heard what Lisa Ray said about him. She claims that he was one of the reasons why her husband was, you know, being a bad boy when, you know, she was married to that man who was like
a prince or something.
Yeah, and that to
from
the
islands.
islands. Yeah.
No, you can't put that. He's a grown man. He made sure you can't put that on.
But my point is the company that Will keeps.
Yeah.
They all, like you said, they all divorced.
Very dysfunctional relationships with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And all suspect type of men.
Yeah. Cause Will is, I just don't see him as no, like when I think of a man, like a man icon, I don't think of Will Smith. Action hero, okay, movie star, yes, but as far as like, you think about John Wayne, oh, that's a man, John, it's archaic, of course, but hey, he's a macho man. I don't see Will Smith as that type of man. He always got to go around proving himself. But I think about Denzel. I know people didn't even bring this up about Denzel when he played Malcolm X. You remember he played Detroit Red? He was at that at the bar or whatever, at the club. Dude said something about his mama and he hit him with the bottle. Said, nigga, don't you ever in your life disrespect my mother or something like that. I think about Will Smith. I started laughing. I said, this is hilarious. Will Smith was copying Denzel and Malcolm X. That's why Denzel, hey, man. But Will he's like a man child. He's almost 60 years old, but he's a man child.
He just looks sad to me. And
he is sad.
He even looked sad when he did the Fresh Prince reunion.
Yeah.
He just does. He looks sad. And I'm very good at feeling people's energy, but he just looks.
Well, you know why? Because he's a prisoner of his success. He's a prisoner. He's like, I know why the cage birds sing type of dude.
Have you been hearing how Cardi B's been going off about she don't want to be famous anymore? And she wish she could click her heels and go back because she said she can't say nothing. She can't do nothing without people had feeling some type of way. She said that when she go to clubs and try to host a club, if she tell a joke, people take offense to it. She said she can't even joke. She said she hates it.
I mean, she can, but it's consequences. She don't want to deal with the consequences of her actions, like when she was allegedly drugging dudes and robbing them. But yet Tasha K owes her $4 million. She should have talked about that because Cardi B basically incriminated herself on social media, talking about how she was drugging guys and robbing them.
She did, and that's not cool. That's not.
But yeah, but it's okay. That what Kevin Samuels talking about. He was hiding in the contradictions. How is it that she get to interview the future president and we take that seriously? She playing a role too. She's like Lucille Ball, the hip hop version. And Offset Desi. Oh, don't say, Cardi. It's just weird that we buy into this BS. Like Meg Thee Stallion. I don't have a problem with Meg Thee Stallion, but don't tell me that she's like, you look at Meg Thee Stallion like she ought to be Wells. Hell no.
Do you know our YouTuber?
Somebody Ida B. Wells. This is not Ida B. Wells either, but it's a Barbie doll.
I was about to say, you and this Ida B. Wells.
I want to clone Ida. I want Elon Musk to be my good friend and give me the money and resources to clone her through stem cells or invent a time machine. Or let me use that CERN I got over in Europe so I can go back in time or something. Open up a time portal.
Ron, you're sick.
I know.
You're sick. And
I can admit that though. A lot of people don't want to admit that.
These
Will
people,
has said he chasing Tupac's ghost, man. This is crazy to me. As successful as Will Smith is,
it seems like fame does do you. Fame does you bad. Sometimes I just go and look at Britney Spears' page and looking at how her posts just don't make any sense.
You know why though, right? You know who created Britney Spears?
Who?
Disney. Disney's evil, allegedly.
Well, you ain't finna get me kicked off of here.
No, that's alleged. I mean, think about the child stars from Disney. They like MK Ultra sex kittens. Look at Raven Simone. She's not dysfunctional because of the Cosby Show. She's dysfunctional because of what she was doing with with the mouse, with the rat.
Well, I have to say,
hey, everybody, I'm Mickey Mouse. Come in my car.
But people at some point, people weren't knowledgeable about some of these things, but now they should know when they get in bed with these places what to expect.
But their parents allowed it. Look at Julie Gardner. Look what happened to Julie Gardner. What is that? Julie Garland.
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli, mom. Look how they treated her.
Look at what happened to Hannah Montana. Yeah, right. I mean, I just talked about Amanda Bynes. People forget.
Yeah, she
fought for her conservatorship and won, to end it or whatnot.
Was she in Disney or like Nickelodeon or something?
Nickelodeon, and I think both at one point. But I definitely know Nickelodeon. But she did well for so long because I used to bring her name up when I would.
Yeah, she was doing some movies and stuff.
When I would list people who were famous and kept it together. Because for a long time, Raven Simone kept it together. It was her and Amanda Bynes. They were keeping themselves together. Then one day, Amanda Bynes, it just turned wrong somewhere.
Like even Justin Timberlake was a Disney product, and I think Christina Aguilera was too.
Yeah, they all, and Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, right? Look how they kind of
Ryan Gosling doing fine.
MK Ultra stuff.
Look.
You make deals, you're making deals. Like, Aaliyah, they sacrificed Aaliyah. She was on Star Search. Her uncle was Barry Hankerson. He was married to Gladys Knight. He had the Black Round records, whatever. He basically gave Aaliyah to R. Kelly on a platter. Her and her family.
Her death bothered me too. It was just hard to say. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe you get that feeling when it's not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kobe Bryant was murdered. There was murder. But it's hard to prove murder. It's like what Denzel said as Alonzo Harris in Training Day. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. People saying, I know they did it, but how can you prove it? If the game is rigged.
It reminds me of when I go home to Georgia and it's this billboard that a lawyer has, and it says, all that matters is if I can prove that. No, it says, how does it go? If you're not guilty, if I can prove you're innocent, or something like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe he don't want to know the truth. He's like, hey, don't tell me too much.
But it was clever the way they wrote it.
Yeah.
But sometimes just the price of fame doesn't seem like something that you really want to purchase.
Well, Cardi B, I don't feel sorry for her. She getting what she wants. She complain about being successful and being well known, and she get all these perks and stuff, and she get the do what she want to do. So I mean,
when she talks like that, it made me think all the work she's got into her face done and her body, was that her choice or was that under the advisement of somebody? They will tell you to lose weight, but I don't know how far or when you get to that level what they'll tell you to do.
I mean, you're a brand, and once you sign them deals, they own you. They own your soul.
I mean, now she look. You can still tell she's the same person, but it's just so many tweaks done.
Yeah.
But
I mean, she's a product.
She was fine the way she was before it was who she was.
And they gotta get some doors open, but at the same time, once they put their claws into you, they own you.
I can just imagine you just come home from all these people saying, coming after you. And when you get in the mirror, like Viola Davis and How to Catch a Murderer. Isn't that how it's called? How to Catch a Murderer? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. When she took off her makeup when her husband cheated and took off her wig, and you stand at the mirror and you just look at your hands and you just cry because you realize you've been sucked into this machine and you don't even recognize who you are in the mirror. That's what I think of when I think of some of these people who complain about fame, that they must have a very tough time when they get home and they have to really face who they are in that house that they live in.
And yet they still want to be famous, though. You have the cautionary tales that came before, the people who, like Marilyn Monroe. You have all these cautionary tales, and yet people still want it. So what they say about people?
Well, like me, what if you're an artist or something? It can be like you an artist.
Yeah.
And you just like what you do, but it's just a part of a corrupt system.
It is what it is.
Do you stop doing what you do, and do you not, or do you just say no to certain opportunities?
You're supposed to have free will, allegedly, but like in the art world, anywhere, it's like it's that casting couch mentality where you got to do things that you may not be proud of doing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your limit? Like, well, how far are you willing to go to get what you want? And a lot of people now, they did what they did. Now they feel ashamed. Now they want to point fingers at other people. But y'all had an understanding. He didn't make you do what you said he made you do. You consented to that because you wanted this role in this movie. Or, you want to be signed to this certain agency. You allow them to compromise your so-called integrity and principles, allegedly, if you had them. I had a friend, but a college classmate.
Mm-hmm.
She had all types of connections. Well, she wanted to be doing directing and stuff in Hollywood. I mean, she got on doing music videos for Nelly and stuff like that. And she had the right type of connections. But she said, Ron, I had to leave Hollywood because every time I go for a job interview, it's all about, let's have sex. And he said, no, I couldn't do that. And she went back east, got her doctorate in media studies. Now she's a college professor doing what she loved to do. But she could have stayed in Hollywood and tried to play that hand out and been discarded and abused and used up. But she decided a different way. So even with the people that say, oh, Harvey Weinstein did this to me and all this stuff, you chose that way to go because you wanted what you wanted. And now they used you all up. You feel regret and guilt and shame. It is what it is.
It is.
So imagine what Marilyn Monroe had to do to get those roles.
Mm.
She even talked about it a little bit.
Look, guys, you be careful with the life and the road that you choose, okay? And sometimes we wonder how people got where they are, but you never know what people had to do to get there. Yeah. So be conscious of that. Brother Ron, I want to thank you for coming on tonight.
I really enjoyed it.
It's always a beautiful time.
Yes, it is. Oh my God. This is time go by fast. I don't know if Kevin Samuels dead, people. They got to show me some body on a table cut up through an autopsy. I don't know. Was he real? I try to think, was he a real person though? Was he actual real person? Was he playing a role? This guy that we call Kevin Samuels. Was he a chaos agent or something to disrupt things? I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I think people should take the time to because the man is gone, allegedly. Take the time to listen to the message. Forget about the messenger and listen to the message and start critically analyzing and think about what he was saying or trying to say, and start looking at your life and reflect on your life and see if it makes sense to you.
And after you do that, make sure you join me tomorrow for Kera Dangerous Talk.
Hey, everybody, this is Brother Ron. I am asking you all to do me a big favor. Think about supporting the We All Be movement. Your donation is tax deductible. The We All Be Group Incorporated is a recognized 501c3. And I'm just asking you all because I want to keep on bringing y'all quality work through the way that I know how to do best. And I'm going to sing my praises and toot my horn. A lot of y'all were not hip to Dick Gregory until Brother Ron brought him on the We All Be platform, until that jingle review we did. Y'all seen another side of Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown's message has been amplified. But it was We All Be that brought Judge Joe Brown to y'all back in 2014. And so many others. And we covered so many things. So help us out so we can help you all. Peace.